What made your sweet grandma snap in front of the entire family? My grandma Betty was the nicest person you'd ever meet. She baked cookies for the mailman, knitted blankets for animal shelters, and never said a bad word about anyone, ever. For 15 years, she hosted Christmas dinner for our huge family. 23 people crammed into her little house, eating her famous ham, and listening to her tell the same stories about when my dad was little. But my Uncle Rick always treated her like garbage. He'd show up late, complain about the food, and make jokes about her cooking right to her face. "This ham's drier than the desert, Ma," he'd say, laughing like it was hilarious. Grandma would just smile and offer to make him a sandwich instead. She'd apologize for everything, even when nothing was wrong. Rick would roll his eyes and mutter about how she was getting senile. The worst part was how he talked about money. Rick knew Grandma had been saving for years to fix her roof. Every family gathering, he'd make comments like, "Still living in that falling down house, huh, Ma? Maybe it's time for a nursing home." Last Christmas was different though. Grandma seemed tired, really tired. She'd been fighting cancer for 6 months, but hadn't told anyone except me because she didn't want people to worry. Rick showed up an hour late as usual. Grandma had kept his plate warm in the oven. When she brought it out, he took one bite and made this disgusted face. "Jesus, Ma, did you forget how to cook? This tastes like cardboard. What's wrong with you lately?" He pushed the plate away and grabbed his phone. Grandma stood there holding the serving spoon, her hands shaking a little. "I'm sorry, honey. Let me make you something else." "Don't bother," Rick said, not looking up from his phone. "I'll just grab something on the way home. This whole dinner is a disaster anyway." That's when Grandma walked over to the kitchen drawer. She pulled out this thick manila envelope and dropped it on the table right in front of Rick. "Open it," she said quietly. Rick looked annoyed but opened the envelope. Inside were dozens of receipts and bank statements. His face went white as he flipped through them. "What is this?" he asked. "That's every grocery bill from the last 15 years. Every Christmas ham, every side dish, every dessert I've made for this family," Grandma said, her voice getting stronger. "The total is $8,462, plus my time, which at minimum wage would be another $12,000. The whole room went silent. Even the kids stopped talking. Grandma wasn't done. "That envelope also has copies of the 3 loans I gave you. The $2,000 when you got fired, the $1,500 for your car repair, the $800 when Amy needed school clothes." Rick tried to interrupt, but Grandma held up her hand. "You've never paid me back a single penny. You've never said thank you. You show up late, insult my cooking, and treat my home like a restaurant where the service isn't good enough for you." She walked over and stood right in front of him. "I have cancer, Rick. Stage 3. I've been doing chemotherapy every Tuesday for 6 months. The reason dinner tastes different is because I can barely taste anything anymore." Rick's mouth fell open. The whole family was staring. "But I still cooked for 23 people because I thought family mattered. I was wrong about you." Grandma picked up his plate and walked to the trash can. She dumped the entire meal in the garbage. "There's the door, Rick. Don't come back until you remember how to treat your mother with respect." Rick sat there for a full minute, then grabbed his coat and left without saying a word. The rest of us finished dinner in stunned silence. But for the first time in years, Grandma actually smiled while she ate. She passed away 4 months later. Rick showed up to the funeral, but Grandma had already updated her will. Everything went to charity except one thing. She left Rick a single dinner plate with a note: "For when you learn to appreciate what you have."